The first mistake is leaving tiny water containers alone because they seem too small to matter. That is the quietest way a yard starts producing mosquitoes. After a summer rain, water settles into places most homeowners would never call a water source. The lip of a trash can lid, the hollow handle of a wheelbarrow, a child's toy left upside down near the fence, the saucer under a potted geranium, a forgotten bucket next to the garage. Public health guidance keeps returning to the same practical point because it works. Once a week, containers that hold water should be emptied, scrubbed, turned over, covered, or thrown away. And common examples include tires, buckets, planters, toys, pools, bird baths, flower pot saucers, and trash containers. Mosquitoes lay eggs near water, which makes these ordinary objects part of the breeding cycle when they stay wet long enough. This is why people can spend money on candles, sprays, traps, and patio gadgets, then still feel surrounded the next weekend. They are treating the evening, while the real problem has been growing all week in daylight. Mosquitoes pass through their early life stages in water, and the CDC explains that larvae and pupae live in water with little or no flow. Once that is understood, the yard looks different. The question becomes less about where mosquitoes are flying tonight and more about where water has been sitting since the last storm. A yard can look neat and still be full of small nurseries. This is especially common around homes where people care about their property because the objects that collect water are often signs of a lived-in yard. Gardening tools, planters, decorative pots, patio furniture covers, trash cans, and storage bins all create small pockets where rainwater can sit. The mistake is psychological as much as practical. We see a bucket and think storage. A mosquito sees shelter. We see a pot saucer and think drainage. A mosquito finds a protected place where water warms quickly and stays still. The fix sounds simple, which makes it easy to underestimate. Walk the yard after rain with the patience of a home inspector. Look low, look behind, look under. Turn over anything that does not need to hold water. Drill drainage holes where they make sense. Store buckets, toys, and tools upside down or under cover. Empty saucers, then scrub them because mosquito eggs can remain attached along damp surfaces. The CDC's wording includes scrubbing for a reason, since dumping water alone can miss material stuck to the inside edge of containers. A 5-minute routine after rain can remove more mosquitoes than another product added to the patio. The second mistake is refreshing visible water too casually. Bird baths, pet bowls, wading pools, fountains, and plant trays often feel harmless because they are part of a cared-for yard. Water in a bird bath may look clear. A dog bowl may be emptied occasionally. A small kiddie pool may be leaned against the fence after use, with a little water left in the bottom. These are the kinds of places people remember only after mosquitoes have already become part of the evening. Bird baths are a perfect example. They are meant to attract life into the yard, and they do. Birds use them, squirrels visit them, and insects pass over them, yet still water becomes a problem when it sits too long. Mosquito control organizations recommend dumping or flushing bird baths and water features at least weekly. And water movement from a working pump or filter can help prevent mosquito development in features designed to circulate water. The important word is working. A decorative fountain with a weak pump, a clogged intake, or dead corner can look active while still leaving calm pockets where mosquitoes can develop.
Pet water bowls deserve even more attention. A bowl on the back deck can collect grass clippings, dust, pollen, and bits of food. On a hot day, that little bowl becomes warm, shaded, and easy to overlook. Clemson's Home and Garden Guidance recommends changing outdoor pet bowl water daily, changing bird bath water weekly, screening rain barrels, making sure drains and pipes function properly, repairing leaking outdoor faucets, and picking up litter that can hold water. That advice is plain because the problem is plain. Mosquito control around the home often depends on whether everyday water gets treated as living water rather than background scenery. This mistake becomes expensive when homeowners assume that clear water equals safe water. Mosquito larvae do not require muddy water to survive. They need still water and enough time. A bird bath that looks charming on Monday can become part of the problem by the weekend. A plant tray that seems useful for keeping soil moist can quietly hold excess water beneath the pot. A shallow pool used by visiting grandchildren can sit behind the garage for several days with just enough water trapped in a wrinkle of plastic. The mosquitoes that appeared during dinner may have started there. The practical answer is rhythm. Refresh water before it becomes stale. Tip and rinse pet bowls daily. Empty and scrub bird baths on a set day each week. Store wading pools vertically or under cover, with no folds holding water. Do not let plant saucers become miniature ponds. If a saucer is needed to protect a patio surface, check it after every watering and after every storm. A yard that has water for birds, pets, and plants can still be managed well, as long as the water keeps moving, keeps changing, or stays inaccessible to mosquitoes. The third mistake is ignoring the roofline. Gutters, downspouts, drains, and roof edges are among the most overlooked mosquito sources because they sit above eye level. People mow the lawn, trim hedges, clean the grill, and sweep the patio, while a gutter packed with leaves holds a shallow line of water for days. From the ground, everything looks fine. At dusk, the yard tells a different story. Clogged gutters create a protected strip of standing water mixed with organic debris. That combination can support mosquito development and also make the house itself seem like the source of the swarm. Public health and municipal guidance repeatedly identifies rain gutters, clogged gutters, drains, plastic covers, and similar water-holding spots as places that should be cleared or drained to reduce breeding. This matters because a gutter problem can continue even when the rest of the yard is spotless. A homeowner can remove every bucket and saucer on the ground, then leave a long breeding strip above the porch. Downspouts create their own version of the mistake. Flexible extenders can trap water in ridges, especially when they sag, run through mulch, or end in dense ground cover. Splash blocks can settle unevenly and create puddles near the foundation. Drain lines can clog where leaves, seeds, shingle grit, and soil collect. A house designed to move water away can end up storing it in small stages, one hidden pocket at a time. The warning sign is often indirect. You may notice mosquitoes near the front steps, near the garage wall, or under the eaves, even though there is no obvious container nearby. That's when the inspection has to move upward. Look for gutters that drip long after rain is stopped. Watch for green staining, sagging sections, overflow marks, and plants growing in the gutter line. After a rain, listen around the downspouts. Water that should be moving away from the home may be sitting in a bend, a clog, or a low spot. This is also where mosquito control overlaps with home maintenance. Cleaning gutters protects fascia boards, foundations, siding, and landscaping, while also removing a mosquito source. Proper drainage keeps the yard drier and the house safer. A mosquito problem can be the first visible clue that the water system around the home is failing quietly. The solution is not glamorous. Clean the gutters, flush the downspouts, correct sagging sections, replace cracked extenders, make sure water moves away from the foundation and does not pause in corrugated tubing, mulch beds, or low areas next to the house. The fourth mistake is trusting pools, covers, fountains, and water features because they look intentional. Homeowners often recognize a random bucket as a problem, then overlook a pool cover holding rainwater because the pool itself is maintained. They ignore a decorative pond because it belongs in the landscape. They forget a fountain because it's supposed to circulate. They leave a spa cover sagging after a storm because the water appears temporary. Intentional water still needs management.
A properly maintained swimming pool is usually less attractive to mosquitoes than a neglected one, because treated, circulating water creates a different environment. Local mosquito control guidance commonly advises keeping swimming pool water treated and circulating. The trouble begins around the edges. A pool cover that holds rainwater can become its own separate water body. A skimmer lid can collect water. A deflated pool float can trap it. A pool toy left in the landscaping can hold it. Even when the main pool is clear, the accessories around it may be producing mosquitoes. Water features have the same hidden weakness. The pump may move water in the center while corners stay calm. Leaves can collect behind a rock. A low basin can stay wet after the system is turned off. When a fountain runs only during parties or weekends, the water may sit quietly for days between uses. Ornamental pools may need water movement fish in suitable settings or larvicide products labeled for that purpose. The American Mosquito Control Association notes that bird baths and wading pools should have water changed at least once a week, and that ornamental pools may be stocked with top-feeding fish or treated with products such as BTI or other labeled larvicides under appropriate circumstances. This is where many homeowners make a second financial mistake. They spend on adult mosquito treatments while maintaining a landscape feature that keeps producing mosquito larvae. Adult treatments can reduce mosquitoes for a while, especially when done correctly, yet they do not erase the underlying water source. If a fountain, cover, pond, drain, or pool accessory keeps producing new mosquitoes, the yard enters a cycle of temporary relief followed by another wave. For water that cannot be dumped, the answer has to be deliberate. Use pumps that actually move water across the whole feature. Remove leaves and sludge where they collect. Keep pool covers tight and drain standing water from the top. Treat suitable standing water with a labeled larvicide when draining is not practical. EPA describes BTI as a bacterium used in mosquito control to kill developing larvae in standing water and says it can be used around homes in places such as flower pots, tires, and bird baths where water collects. Rutgers guidance also notes that mosquito dunks containing BTI are labeled for places such as animal watering troughs, bird baths, rain barrels, and roof gutters. The key is reading and following the product label, because the label determines where and how a product should be used. The fifth mistake is saving water without sealing it, draining it, or moving it. This one has become more common as people try to conserve water, protect gardens, and manage heavier summer rain. Rain barrels, storage tubs, irrigation trays, tarps, boat covers, and uneven lawn areas can all turn good intentions into mosquito habitat. A rain barrel can be responsible and useful. A poorly screened rain barrel can invite mosquitoes straight into a protected container of standing water.